Hello and welcome to a video tutorial on the Liberty hairbands. Yes, I got quite addicted to making these and I've made quite a few. Here's some of the ones that I've made. Navy, all Liberty. And they are so easy to make, it's unbelievable. The templates are going to be in a little pattern set which you can download. So when I refer to the templates, they are you can get them just as an easy download. Let's put those to one side and switch over the camera. Okay. So to start with, what you're going to need is a base. And these are the hairband bases that I bought. They're 12 for something like £10 on Amazon. I've got like a little bit of a cork inside and a satin outside. So you're going to need that as your base. You're also going to need a fat quarter of fabric. The template pieces that you download look like this. You're going to have one piece which is called the inner, which will go on the inside on top of that cork piece. One piece which is called the outer, which will make the scarf effect, and one piece that's called the tie. I don't know if the camera's going to reverse all these, but there they are. So you want two ties, two of the scarf outer and one for the inner. This one I was initially cutting on the straight grain, but then I discovered that it was much better if you cut it out on the bias. So that's where we're going to start. So I've already cut out my piece using this template onto the bias of my fabric, and I've deliberately cut it out in a checky fabric so that you can see that it's on the bias. So you print off the template, cut it out, find the midpoint, and then place the midpoint on the inside, and then stick it in place using some high tack glue. Okay. High tack, fast tack glue. So I've just put glue all the way over the inside, both directions, and then because it's bias, I've just flipped it over. Can you see it over that top edge? I'm just holding it in place with a few clover clips to get it nice and flat. Don't worry too much. Can you see about the end pieces? So there's that end. There's a little bit, probably a little bit too much on that end, and just a tiny bit on that one because I didn't center it particularly well with this one, but don't worry because we're going to cover that up. The other thing I've added is a label. So if you want to, see if I can get the camera to show the label, there's the label. If you want to add a handmade label, now is the time to do it. So all this is just literally held in place with high tack. Let's take the clips off. So I would leave it for about 20 minutes to dry and then go back to it afterwards. Once again, see if I can get the camera to show you there's the inside look. Okay, let's put that to one side. So we're going to start off by making the scarf. And when I say the scarf is this piece, the outer. You can see it's a little bit free, malleable, so you can move it around. So that sits on top of the outer side of the headband. So we're going to make that piece. Here is one that I cut out earlier on. So I've cut two on the fold. I'm just going to place them right sides together, which is always fun with Liberty fabric because you're never totally sure. There we go. One on top of the other, right sides together. And I'm going to sew, pin through the middle, stop it moving around the edge. So I'm going to sew all the way around the edge, about 1/4 of an inch in. Doesn't really matter where you start. Check it's the right way around. Yeah, I don't think I can. Just take that bit out. Right. That side. Right side. That's the wrong side. So you've got right sides together. This is quite lightweight. This isn't a quilting cotton. This is some Liberty Tana lawn. Right. Across the ends. Just back up the other side. It's got a slight. Across the ends. And back at the other side. Meet the beginnings of the original line. Okay. I'm just going to take off the corners, clip them away. Pins. I'm just going to cut a small hole in the center. So you just want to cut through one layer. Make sure the other one's well out of the way. I'm going to turn through to get rid of those seams. To the other end. I'm going to take it away now and give it a little press. So here is the pressed band with the hole in the back. return now to the other piece that we made earlier. So we're going to want to put the band on like this. Okay. So again, the best way to do this is to press it, finger press it, it's even in half, and find the midpoint of your headband piece. I think it's about there. So you're going to have an overlap. Can you see that at the ends? Turn it around so you can see. So it's approximately about an inch or so too long, and we're going to fold that in and over. Let's make sure we've got enough the other end too. Yeah. Okay. So again, we're going to use the high-tack glue for this. Put that on the outside. Just a fine line all the way down the middle. And then going back to that centre, put down right in the middle of the scarf piece, right on top of that hole. And then bring the scarf up. Use like a prick stick to help us roll it into position. Don't worry if it's just slightly off, it's not going to matter, it's not going to make a difference. Okay. Now we need to deal with those end pieces that we've got flapping around. What we're going to do is we're going to fold them up on themselves. I'm going to glue that in position. Just going to bring up and over. And this is where the clover clips come in handy. If you've got some of these, just going to put that over that end. I'm going to do the same the other end. A bit of glue. Fold it up and over. You see? There's the open ends. Okay. Next move is you're going to fold in the edges. So I'm just going to fold them over each other. Again, a couple of clips. And the same the other end. Just going to fold them in as straight as I can. It should be about the right size that they will just fit over the ends of the headband. Okay, now comes the hand sewing bit. We're going to sew the ends over to neaten them off. I've got some quilting thread and a strong needle. So I'm going to start off in that little crease, fold the inside edge, and I'm just going to sew a few stitches. So I can short. I'm just sewing a few stitches over and over to secure all those layers together. Up the side as well. Just a little whip stitch. All the folded layers. Take the clips out as you go. You want to go up probably about a good inch. Then you can just bury the end. Same the other side. Start right in that crease. It doesn't want to go in. I'm just sewing through the end. All the layers. Side. So you want to go, as I said before, about an inch up the sides. Through all the layers. So I'm not going through the headband itself, I'm just going through the fabric layers and folds. Finish that off, bury the thread. So you might want to do a little Z stitch just to finish it off. So those are the neatened ends. Okay. Okay. The final piece is the bow that sits on the top. So here is the template. I've cut 2 of them, 2 pieces that I'm going to sew together and make it in exactly the same way as we made the scarf. So opening them out. Yeah. Let's get them, make sure they're right sides in. A few pins in them, stop them moving around. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around the edge. If you've got a knee lift, it will help you get a really nice curve. So stop with the needle down, place yourself around the curve. Beginning, and just over that line of stitching at the beginning, exactly the same as we made the scarf. Now, you might want to snip a little bit into your curve at the end, just to help it shape. Just a few little clips in the end. Be careful not to clip through the stitching. And then just that little cut in the middle to turn it through. Probably about an inch or so, just over an inch. And again, just turn it through. I'm going to go and give it a little press. So I've given it a little bit of spray starch as well. Which way around to get that for the camera? Some spray starch just to give it a little bit more body. And all you're going to do now is tie. So don't worry about how this is folding. So it's meant to look sort of naturally folded. So you're just going to wrap your tie with the cut edge on the inside around the hairband and tie it in a knot. So you probably want to fiddle with this a bit more than I'm going to. That's how the finished one looks. Yeah, so there you go. So the finished one looks. Bow on the side. See the checky inside. Yeah, another one for my collection. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you go away and make loads and loads of headbands. Thank you so much.